For 50 years, whenever a movie or a stage show needed someone to play evil, but fun evil with a raised eyebrow and a voice like warm velvet dipped in poison, there was one name at the top of the list: Tim Curry. He died on Tuesday night at his home in Los Angeles at the age of 80. His longtime agent confirmed there was no foul play, just the quiet end of a life that had been slowed, but never stopped, by a serious stroke back in 2012. He never married. He left no immediate survivors. But he left behind something most actors only dream of: a fistful of characters so vivid, so specific, so that no one else could ever really play them. A clown that terrified a generation, a butler who talked faster than anyone could follow, and a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania who changed what a movie could be. This is Tim Curry, and nobody did it like he did. The risk that made him. Let's start where everyone starts, with Tim Curry, in fishnets, heels and a corset, descending in an elevator to announce himself as Dr. Frankenfurter. The Rocky Horror Picture Show is the role that defined him, but here's what people forget. He almost didn't take it, and he'd been playing the part on stage for 2 years before the cameras ever rolled. Curry originated Frankenfurter in London in 1973, in the stage production of the Rocky Horror Show. He carried it to Los Angeles in 1974 and to Broadway in 1975, where, believe it or not, it was a flop, closing after just 45 performances. Then came the film. And the film did something almost no movie has ever done. It failed, and then it refused to die . Ignored by critics on release in 1975, Rocky Horror found a second life at midnight screenings around the world. Audiences in costume, shouting at the screen, singing every word, throwing rice and toast, giving themselves completely over to it. It became the ultimate cult film. It celebrated its 50th anniversary in 2025. The stage show returned to Broadway this very year. At the center of all of it, Curry, magnetic and fearless and utterly uninhibited. He knew the risk when he took it. "I was hesitant in that. If it worked, it might be a difficult image to shake off," he said back in 1975. "But then, really, I've always thought it wasn't worth doing unless you took a risk, so I just took the risk." Decades later, asked how he felt about the role that made him, he answered with characteristic dry grace. With a sort of bemused tolerance. "It's neither a blessing nor a curse. I was lucky to get it. The villain with 1,000 shades. Frankenfurter opened the door. What Curry did next was walk through it and become the most delicious villain in Hollywood. Because here's the thing about Tim Curry's bad guys. They were never just menacing. They were They were giddy . They were having more fun being evil than the heroes were being good. He found colors in villainy that other actors didn't even know were there. He was Pennywise the murderous demon clown in the 1990 miniseries of Stephen King's It, a performance so unnerving it traumatized an entire generation of kids and set the standard every future Pennywise would be measured against. He was darkness the literal embodiment of evil, all horns and bass-voiced menace in Ridley Scott's Legend. He was Wadsworth the fast-talking butler in Clue, leading a mansion full of murder suspects around with the manic energy of a caffeinated Sherlock Holmes, a performance that's become one of the most quoted comedic turns in film history. He was Rooster Hannigan the slimy conman in Annie, Cardinal Richelieu in The Three Musketeers, the oily gazillionaire in Charlie's Angels, and the exasperated hotel manager Mr. Hector, tormented by Kevin McAllister in Home Alone 2. Villain after villain, each one distinct, each one unmistakably Curry. The voice, but to think of Tim Curry only as a face is to miss half of his genius. Because his voice, that supple, resonant, endlessly expressive instrument, may have been his greatest gift of all. As a boy, radio was his main source of entertainment, and he sang in a church choir as a boy soprano. He said that early love of radio was exactly why voice work fascinated him later. And he became, arguably, even more prolific as a disembodied performer than as a physical one. He voiced a menacing eye-patched hawk in Valiant, an imperious French cat in A Turtle's Tale, a flamboyant toucan in ribbit. He brought that same theatrical relish to animation that he brought to everything, the sense that every syllable was being savored. And it wasn't only villainy and voice work. On Broadway, he showed his range again and again. He earned 3 Tony nominations for Spamalot, where he played King Arthur, for My Favorite Year, and he was nominated for Amadeus, where he played Mozart as, in his own words, a role that lets you go from high comedy to tragedy. Ian McKellen beat him for that one, but Curry never seemed to mind the losing. He seemed to love the asterisk doing asterisk. The man behind the characters. Timothy James Curry was born on April 19, 1946, in Grappenhall, England. His father was a Methodist chaplain in the British Navy. His mother was a secretary. He was 12 when his father died, and by 15 he knew he wanted to act, even as nearly everyone in his life, including his widowed mother, tried to talk him out of such an insecure profession. He didn't listen, thank goodness. He was famously private, he never married, and he flatly refused to discuss his romantic life. In his 2025 memoir, Vagabond, he addressed it head-on, with the same wit that defined him. I guarantee you, if it matters, that I have experienced true love, true heartbreak, and everything in between, including no small amount of wreckage, which naturally helps inform who I am. I have loved and been loved, and I hope you have too, but I'm not interested in your romances. That was Tim Curry, generous with his art, guarded with his heart, and funny right to the last line. How Hollywood said goodbye. When the news broke, the tributes came fast, and they told you everything about how he was regarded by the people who worked beside him. Asterisk, asterisk, Carol Burnett, asterisk, asterisk, his co-star from Annie, wrote, "Nobody could play lovable villains better than he could. He was a dear friend. I was blessed to know him." Rob Schneider, asterisk, asterisk, from Home Alone 2, said he was gutted, calling Curry a truly gifted performer of stage and screen, whose one eyebrow could say more than most actors' entire bodies. He made you better just standing near him. Asterisk, asterisk, Michael McKean, asterisk, asterisk, his Clue castmate, remembered their last conversation as being about life and love and laughter. And asterisk, asterisk, Luke Evans, asterisk, asterisk, who had just finished playing Frankenfurter in the Broadway revival, revealed he'd written Curry a letter only 3 weeks earlier, thanking him for creating something so enduring and for inspiring generations of actors to be a little braver than they thought they could be. That, in the end, might be the truest measure of Tim Curry. Not just the characters, though the characters were unforgettable, but the permission he gave everyone who watched him to be bigger, stranger, bolder, funnier, to take the risk. He took it, and we were all luckier for it. Rest in peace, Tim Curry. The stage is a little dimmer tonight.